Hello, Grade 10 History. This is your Unit 6 intro video. As usual, we're going to get our unit guide open. We're also going to open up our Prezi. Unit 6 is about appeasement and the rise of Hitler. So this is between the two wars, between the First World War and the Second World War. We had some major events in between those wars as well, like the Great Depression. But the one we're going to study specifically is this period between 1930 and 1939 where we had this appeasement. Basically, Germany had lost the First World War, and the countries like England and France that had defeated them in the First World War were basically keeping an eye on them and placed a bunch of rules on them through the Treaty of Versailles. Then this guy Hitler comes along in Germany and kind of starts pushing the boundaries, starts doing some stuff that he was not supposed to be doing as outlined in the treaty. So to appease someone is basically to make them happy or to let them do something you know they're not supposed to be doing, just to kind of keep the peace, to keep peace. So to appease someone is to make them happy. And that's exactly what England and France were doing when Hitler was kind of breaking all these rules during this period that he wasn't supposed to be breaking, because they didn't want to go back to war. So they were kind of appeasing what Hitler was doing and kind of keeping this aura that everything was okay, when in fact, Hitler was kind of pushing buttons to see what he would get away with. And a lot of people think that effectively led to the Second World War. And in fact, we're going to be doing an assignment in this unit to see whether we agreed with this appeasement, the way we dealt with the Germans and Hitler during this time. Okay, so if you go to the unit guide, it obviously starts with, as they always start, with this Prezi study sheet. Answers are right in the Prezi. There's no reason to go anywhere else. As usual, just use your buttons here to navigate through the Prezi. It'll take you through. All the answers you need on Hitler or anything else are directly in that Prezi for this first section. So let's just fill in the blanks, share what you know about the Prezi. Okay, then in the cartoon analysis, this is a little one. It's basically got a picture. If you're not sure what this image is indicative of, you can Google something called the Grim Reaper. If you don't know what the Grim Reaper is, it's a big thing that you need to know in order to understand what this picture means. But this is pretty easy. I'm looking for 2 or 3 sentences here that explain in your own words what this image means. Okay. The second thing is this is a series of opinion paragraph assignments. So don't panic. It's not an essay. It's basically 5 paragraphs. An intro paragraph, 3 supporting paragraphs, a conclusion paragraph. For those of you guys that don't know how to write a series of opinion paragraphs, on the website, I have put a document here called How to Write a Series of Opinion Paragraphs. That's something I had from Johnson, but it basically takes you on a step-by-step process of how to put this together. I know it's a long read, but it's not really, because they basically tell you how to do it here, and then they give you an example of it right here. Okay, so basically for the paragraph, or the series of opinion paragraphs, I'm looking for about a sentence or 2 in the intro and conclusion paragraphs, and in the 3 support paragraphs, I'm looking for 2 to 3 sentences. And all we're doing in each paragraph of those support paragraphs is we're going to pick 3 of these documents, and we're going to talk about 1 of them per support paragraph. So the first is the intro paragraph that says, I agreed with the way England and France had appeasement, or I disagreed with the way England and France were appeasing Germany. Okay, and then you're going to support whether you agreed or you disagreed based on your 3 support paragraphs. So you're going to take if you want to use document 1, document 3, document 5, paragraph number 2 is going to be about document 1. For instance, when Hitler said that he was very nervous about going into the Rhineland because if France had opposed them, they would have withdrawn. That just shows that if France had dealt with this situation initially, that Hitler would have backed off and we wouldn't have been in a war in the Second World War. That's your second paragraph, your first opinion paragraph. And then you'll do that for 2 of these other statements, 2 to 3 sentences per support paragraph. And then you're going to have a conclusion paragraph that basically wraps up whether you agreed or disagreed with appeasement. Okay, so this is not a long assignment. It's very short. If you go into this opinion piece how-to, there is a kind of a bubble thing here. So you put out your main point, then your 3 support statements. Okay, so you have your intro, right here that says whether you agree or you disagree. I believe. You have one support paragraph with 3 supports. That's your 2 to 3 sentences. Your second supporting paragraph, 1, 2, and 3 support sentences. You will have a third paragraph, which isn't showing here, but you need 3 with 1, 2, 3 support sentences. And then you will have your conclusion paragraph, which is 1 to 2 sentences. Restate your opinion. So if you just want to use this as an outline, that's basically all you need to write that series of opinion paragraphs. This is another version right here of the same thing. Okay, but again, you're going to need 3 of these, not just 2. Okay? All right, so that tells you how to do assignment number 2. Assignment number 3 is down here, and it's the same as normal. It is the Pinterest collage. Okay, so pick one picture that represents this whole appeasement period. Give me 3 main important facts. Give it to me on Prezi. Once again, if you don't know how to do these Prezi assignments in every unit, I've made you a video on how to do the Prezi assignment for every unit, as well as how that correlates and combines at the end of the course to become your ISU. This is a very important video. Make sure you watch it. It affects your mark and what you're doing in this course greatly. Have any questions, please let me know.